Hello guys, welcome to the last part of the tutorial 6. The reason I cut it short was because the refactoring was taking a bit too long, and this time I'm going to work on the implementation of the wave power generator, and I'm just gonna do a quick round to see if I'm missing some cleanup here. So let's see, let's run through all the blueprints and see if we are missing something or if we have extra data there that we don't need anymore. I think the battery looks okay. Let's see, let me close all this, and the battery looks okay. The BP solar generator, I think it looks okay, it derives from our fantastic generator. Oh, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rename this this thing here on the interface, the energy information interface. I want to rename this category to energy, because it makes no sense anymore. It's not solar anymore, it's basically energy related. So this becomes energy here, which is much neater. I don't think I think we have everything here. The event graph has nothing basically, and we are just implementing the two interface functions, so we return the information. Oh, actually, let's see. This one returns energy production. This one returns max power. I think I can move these to the. I think I can move these guys to the base class maybe. So let's try to do that. Let's go to the BP generator, and I'm going to just implement these here instead of the other classes, because I think this should be common in principle. The energy production component should have a get current, get energy production. Oh, sorry, actually get max, max, shouldn't I have the max energy here? Let me see, the energy production component. Oh, we're not storing the max here. Should we be storing the max here? That is a good question. No, we should not. Well, actually, we could, well, let's do that. Let's, yeah, instead of implementing two functions, I just want to set a couple of values, and I think it, yeah, I think it gets a bit cleaner. So what I'm going to do here is the solar panel. So the problem is that the maximum energy generated on a generator is dependent on what type of generation is being done. In the case of the solar panel, it's defined based on the number of cells and the energy they produce and all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the energy production component, and I'm going to let's see, I'm going to set a new variable here called max energy production, and I'm going to set this to float. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, then I can in here I can just get the max energy production and return that. Oops, sorry. And return that. And in the, this is the max power, and in the current power I can just get the energy production, and I can get the energy production here. I'm not being consistent at all in these names, am I? Doesn't really matter. Okay, so this way only the base class implements the interface, and the other class doesn't need to worry about it. Now the only thing it needs to worry about is well, one, class settings. We don't have the interface here anymore, so we don't need to override these here. So I'm going to delete this because the parent already implements them. But the problem is that now we don't get the progress bar because the max value is incorrect. And the only thing now that we need to do here is get the begin play event, and on begin play we want to get the solar energy production and get the max power. And I realize this sounds a bit crazy, to be honest. Let's set the max energy, what did I call that? Not here. On the energy production, I call this max energy production. So yeah, so I should have a yeah, because the solar, okay, you know what, let's get rid of this max power. Let's go to the solar panel, solar cell energy production, and I'm going to rename this. I am going to get rid of this max power actually, because I'm going to use the other one from the parent, which is much better. Let's go, instead of setting this guy here, I'm going to delete this. It's actually going to make this invalid, and I'm going to set max energy production, and this looks better. So I'm overriding the parent value, and this way I can just call, as long as I do this, I can always call here, I can always call get max, and then I get, then I'm consistent. I basically okay, no, actually I don't need this now, so I can just go to the interface generator, yeah, get max power, this max, yeah, I think it should be fine. Yes, okay, perfect. So now it's all fine. This means that the solar energy does not need to implement the interface anymore. The solar generator does not need to implement the interface anymore or declare the variables. So the BP generator is the responsible for sending back the energy information, as long as you set the energy production and the max energy production variables on the parent. It all should work. So the other thing we're going to do now is create some, let's say, some water power. I have the started content here, so I have access to some water, maybe not here. I have access to some water shaders or textures. So I'm going to start by, you know, just adding a couple of cubes here. Let's make a small swimming pool kind of ish. So let's do it 10 centimeters maybe. By 20 centimeters, oh no, sorry, by 5 meters maybe, and 10 centimeters here. And I'm just going to put it on the ground. Let's make this 20, looks a bit better. I'm just, if I can find my mouse, oh my god, what's going on here? Okay, so let's make it like this. I'm gonna make it a bit more to this side. So I'm going to duplicate this by holding Alt, and I'm going to duplicate it again. I am going to rotate it by 90 degrees, and I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to move it a little bit like this. It doesn't really need to be perfect. I just want like a kind of a swimming pool. Kind of. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really care. So let's move this one over there. Yeah. And let's create a plane here. Oh, it's not a plane? What am I trying to add here? Let's see. Yeah, plane. So let's make it 5 by 5. And let's move it into place. Say like this, move it a bit higher. Yeah, I might have some water coming off there. Let's make it 4.9. 9 and 4.9. And this way I don't get any. I might still get some here. Well, whatever, you know what I mean by this. Just want to have something that slightly resembles water. I'm just going to get the water lake into here. So we have a nice lake. And now I want to create like a wave generator. So, and because we did our fantastic refactoring, this shouldn't be too hard. I'm just going to create, I need 2 blueprints. I need one which is the actual generator, so I'm going to call it BP wave generator. And this guy is going to be relatively simple. It's going to inherit from BP generator, if I can get Unreal to cooperate, which already gives us the radius and all that stuff, and the energy production radius and blah 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 blah. So I want to add a box collision to this just because, and this box collision is actually going to be let's say 25 by 5 by 25. Small box, just to hold our geometry in there. You don't need to do it. It's just not nice to have. So let's have a static mesh here. I'm going to put it under the box, and this static mesh is going to be 1 meter cube with 90 degrees rotation by 90 degrees rotation, and it's going to be 0.02 here and 0.5 here. So 2 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Cool. Now we're going to duplicate this guy. And this guy is actually going to be 90 by 45, and everything else remains the same. And I'm going to duplicate this guy again. And this guy is going to be 135. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just creating kind of a rudimentary wave paddler kind of thing. This one is going to be 0. And we have our kind of, you know, wheel that can rotate. So now we need an energy production component that is specific for this one, for this generator. And I'm going to get rid of all of these here, and I'm going to add a new blueprint component, actor component actually, and it's going to be called BP wave generator. Oh, sorry, I meant wave energy production component. I'm out of my mind today. And this component is going to inherit from energy production component, which I could have done there, but I'm just lazy. Energy production component. And our event graph is going to be, we don't need event begin play, we just need a function to calculate generated power. And some variables. So one variable I want is the current wave speed, which we could fake as however we wanted. So we could actually go as realistic as we wanted, adding a force in the water, and this component would detect this force and, you know, rotate according to the force. I'm just being lazy and setting a wave speed as the rotation value. The max energy we already have is the max energy production, so I don't need this one, but I do need the max wave speeds, which I'm going to use to calculate the max production, and I need the current energy. Or do I? I don't think I need the current energy. Let's see. I might not need it. So this calculate generated power, it's going to output a certain amount of energy. Well, you know what? Let's not. Let's do it inside, and I set the value here, which is going to be even better. So how am I going to do this? I'm going to, let's see. First thing I want to do, I want to set the max energy production variable, and I'm actually going to set it to 50,000, because this is going to generate less than the cells, so, and it's a one-off, so I'm going to set it to this value. It's actually going to default. Oh, sorry, okay, 50,000. And after I do this, I have the max energy I produce. I want to get the current wave speed. I want to get the max wave speed, which I'm actually going to set to 360, so like one rotation per second. And I'm going to divide the current wave speed by the max wave speed, so you know, kind of a percentage of what we're doing, and I want to multiply this by the max energy produced, and then I get the energy that I'm currently generating, and then I can set the energy production to be this value. So in one function I'm setting the two variables that I need on my parent function, and after I do the calculate generated power, the next thing I want to do is call the parent function, so we distribute the energy to the receivers. And I want this to be connected because I need delta seconds inside. Cool. Calculating the generated power. And that's it. I don't need the begin power. I don't need the begin play. Cool. So now I'm going to the BP wave generator. I'm going to add the wave energy production component there. And let's see, do I need to do anything else? I don't think so. Well, let's try to put it in the map and see what happens here. So I'm going to put this guy here in the water, a bit higher maybe, and I'm going to give it a play. Oh, it's not rotating. So I think I clearly missed some. Oh yeah, obviously I missed the rotation part on the wave generated itself, on the meshes. So on the event graph, I don't need begin play, I don't need overlap, I just need a tick. And I'm going to add a variable here called rotation speeds. You know what? No, I'm not, because I already have this on the component. So I'm going to get the current wave speed. I am going to multiply it by delta seconds, because I want to know just for this frame how much I moved. And I am going to make a rotator. I want to change the pitch on this actor, and I am going to add actor local rotation with this value. So I'm just adding a bit of rotation every frame. And what else do I need? You know, actually, I might need a variable here after all. Yeah, but I'm clear. Okay, let's do it the other way around, because I want the current wave speed to be influenced by the outside value, and this is the value that I'm actually going to fake. I'm going to say we have a wave speed variable here, which we could fake in any other way. I'm just getting this to be 250 for now. I could change it to whatever. So it's under one full lap per second. And after I do this, after I apply the rotation, then I am going to get the wave energy production and I'm going to set the current wave speed, because the current wave speed is going to be used to calculate the power generated. So yeah, I want to rotate, but I also want to set that value as the current speed. So let's imagine we were using an external force or something. As long as this value would be changing, then the generated or the production energy, the energy production component would have the updated value and would generate the appropriate amount of power. So now we can see we are actually generated some electricity. And if I go to the map and I put a battery in there, let's put a battery close to this guy here, it should actually register and properly charge the battery. There you go. And now we're gonna run out of sun, those batteries stop charging, and this one continues because this one is wave powered. So that's it, guys. Very easy because we refactored the whole thing previously. It's now much easier to add. I can add a wind generator, I can add whatever generator I want, and I don't need to really touch that much code. I mean, if we take a look at what we created in this tutorial, it's pretty basic. We just, you know, do the physical thing, we show the visual thing of what is happening in the generator, and that's just, you know, visual. And we add an energy production component to it, and we define how it calculates the energy, and that's it. So now we can have whatever kind of generator we have, and it works with all the energy container that we put in there, batteries or whatever, and it's all good. So next time I'll probably focus maybe on energy, some kind of energy weapon that recharges and you can carry it around and fire and, you know, lose charge. So until then, see you next time. Have fun.